Lincoln South Food Hall in Bellevue. Fitness for foodies. From carb-loving meat eaters to vegan and everything in between, we've got you covered. Grab a quick lunch or come for happy hour. You'll leave craving more. Order online at LincolnSFH.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
A lot of times when you go on a date, it's something that's been planned for a while and you know exactly what you're going to do. But sometimes you have an unplanned date. Just a date pops out of nowhere.
Cool.
Like anytime I'm on a long ride, it's just like, oh, it's time for a hand date.
What? That's
A
not.
hand date. Just a long drive and an unexpected date.
I don't think you're allowed
You'd have to buy your hand dinner.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I don't know what you're thinking of. But anyway, enough about me and my hand dating rituals. Let's talk to Mona, who's on the phone right now. And apparently Mona had an unexpected date. What's up, Mona? How are you?
I'm all right, guys.
Mona, did you have a hand date?
No, I didn't have a hand date.
Good.
Oh, okay, good. So your email said that you didn't really plan a date, but it kind of happened, and now he's not calling you back. What's his name?
His name is Carl.
Carl, all right. And how did you have an unexpected date with Carl?
So let me start from the beginning. About 4 months ago, I got dumped by the love of my life.
Oh my gosh, those are the worst dumpings.
I'm so
Like
sorry.
dumping even by someone you don't like very much sucks.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking and heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be the one. And the worst part about it is that he dumped me for his best friend.
Wow.
Wait, male best friend or female best friend?
I don't want to get into that right now.
Okay.
Sounds like a
I'm sorry.
lot of stuff
honey.
going on there.
Yeah, I
All
mean,
right.
it was the worst part of my life. I think that was really low for me.
Okay.
But the other day, I went out with some friends. I had to get myself out of this slump.
Mm-hmm.
We went to a bar, had a few drinks, and she's like, give me your phone. I'm like, why? She said, just give me your damn phone. So I gave it to her. She downloaded this dating app, and we start swiping. And, just swiping left, swiping right. I was like, nah, that guy's ugly. But then I matched with Carl, right?
Nice.
And I was like, oh, he's kind of cute. And he, immediately responded back. And it was weird because 20 minutes later, he showed up at the bar.
Wait,
Okay.
did you tell him where you were, or was that by chance?
Yeah. I told him.
Oh, good.
Okay, so
I'm
you
like,
invited-
whoa, this
you-
guy is crazy.
Yeah, you invited him out then.
Because I was a little tipsy. I was like, all right, let me do something a little wild and crazy. So, and he showed up. It was spontaneous, and it was really cool, And my friend decided to pardon herself after making sure that he's not in that job.
Good.
She's a good friend.
Yeah, no, she's like, you cool here? I was like, yeah, I'm cool.
Good wingman.
So she left, and then Carl and I started drinking a little bit more and joking around, and we ended up staying at the bar pretty damn late.
Okay.
You guys hooked up, right? Like this is leading to a hookup.
Well, no, wait. Let me tell you what happened. So, because I was being spontaneous, I kind of dared him to do something spontaneous too.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And he's like, okay, what do you want me to do? I was like, go to the bathroom, take off your underwear, and bring it back to me.
What?
Okay. Did he do it?
He totally did.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Wow.
Well, he's definitely thinking that you guys are hooking up at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, he was really cute and it was fun. And I kind of did something even more spontaneous. I grabbed his boxers and I used it as a napkin.
What?
Gross.
Oh, no.
That is disgusting.
Yeah.
Left more streaks?
I was like,
oh
you guys
my
are having
God,
fun until you did
Jose.
that. Now that's just disgusting.
I thought it was kind of sexy, Like
Sexy? Okay.
yeah.
What did Carl think?
Yeah.
I don't know because I haven't heard back from him. I don't know.
Wait, what happened after you used his boxers as a napkin, though?
Well, we both got really, really tipsy, and I decided to Uber home. He gave me a little sweet kiss on my cheek, but I just Ubered home.
Okay. Did you
Oh.
keep the underwear or did you give it back to him?
Oh, I kept it.
Okay. So you have his underwear now, but no call back from him.
I have his underwear, but no Carl.
All
So
right.
wait, was there a discussion of you guys going out again?
The night was kind of hazy,
Okay.
so I figured, he must have been turned on, or I don't know. I thought I'd hear back from him. I've texted him a couple times after. I've tried calling. It goes straight to his voicemail. So I
Because you
don't know.
haven't heard anything from him.
No,
Have you texted him being like, hey, I got your underwear if you want them back?
I have. I've been kind of flirtatious.
You don't think that he was just expecting a hookup that night? I mean, because he meets a girl, 20 minutes later, he finds her at the bar, she asks him to take his underwear off, and then you Uber home. Like, I don't know if he was looking for an actual date, because it doesn't sound like it to me.
I mean, we had a really good time. We talked a lot. We joked around a lot. I got to know more about him. He got to know more about me. I mean, it just seems like we were on a different connection, not just, a one-night stand.
Okay. Well, We'll play a song and then come back and call him and find out why he's not calling you back.
Okay.
Maybe get his underwear back, too. I don't know. All right, we'll do it right after this. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for today's second date update, Mona is on the phone and she wants to call a dude named Carl. And I'm surprised she's not getting a call back because on her date, she went to a level of commitment that most married people don't even go to. She actually used his underwear as a napkin. I've been in a lot of long relationships, never done that once, so I'm surprised because you two definitely shared a moment, Mona. If you missed it, she ended up hanging out with this dude named Carl at a bar. They got really drunk and were like daring each other to do things. She dared him to take off his underwear and bring it back to the table. He did, and then she used it as a napkin. Only thing is, he didn't dare to do that. She just decided to do it, and now she's not getting a call back. All right, Mona, are you about ready to call him?
I am.
Okay, and this is your first venture back into the dating world since your big breakup. You didn't talk about your ex or anything, right?
Maybe a little bit, but not too much. I mean, I just kind of alluded to the fact that I hadn't been on a date in about 4 months.
Okay.
You also said you were really drunk, too, so there may be a moment you don't remember where you're. All you did was talk about your ex.
A very good point.
This is fair, too.
All right, well, I'm going to dial his phone number right now and see if we can figure it out, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Carl, please?
This is him.
Hey, Carl, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Excuse me?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show.
All right. Hello?
Hi.
What's going on?
That's a good question, Carl. I'll answer that. We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them after, they can email us to get you on the phone and find out what happened. And we got an email about you from a girl named Mona.
So,
You kind of understand what's going on now?
I went out with a girl named Mona, but
Right.
what's
And now you're not calling her back or answering her text messages. That's why we're on the phone. Mona wants to know if she did something wrong.
let me understand this. Mona called you to call me to find out what happened on our date?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly.
So now I'm supposed to tell you, and then you're going to tell Mona?
Yes, King. Yes. Spread the gossip.
Yes.
That's exactly what's supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just weird.
Can I take
yeah.
Can I take a guess of what I think may have happened while you're not calling her?
Sure.
From her description, you answered a text from her 20 minutes later, you're at the bar. Were you just hoping for a hookup?
No, she was fun. It was a good time.
So yes or no?
I mean, no, I didn't show up expecting a hookup. No.
Okay.
Okay. Is the reason you're not calling her back because she used your underwear as a napkin?
Also a good reason.
Oh my God. She told you that?
Yeah, she did.
Oh man. No. I mean, I've never seen anyone do that. I mean, it was funny at the time, but when you say it now, it just sounds kind of creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to give her props for the delivery.
So you had fun with her. You guys had a good time at the bar.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't ask her to use my boxes as a napkin or anything, but we were having a good time. We had a bunch of drinks. It was a good time. I just by the end, I just don't think I was feeling it.
Is there any specific reason?
I mean,
Your voice just went really high. So
Well, I mean, I'm trying to think of how to put it. We talked about lots of different things, nothing that was too crazy or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But she just didn't seem necessarily the sharpest person. And I know we were drinking, so that could have something to do with it. But it just, I think it might be deeper than.
I like hearing you try to not say you felt like she was a dummy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think she's a dummy. I just think that there's some things that she may or may not really quite grasp.
I appreciate the effort. But
Yeah.
you don't think she's that smart. Is that what you're trying to skirt around?
I don't think she's super. Yeah, I mean, I guess
Okay,
She's no
wait.
scientist.
You guys,
Yeah.
do you think, is there any way, Carl, that you think that she was doing, some girls think that guys don't like intelligent women, so they play the ditzy card. It's very obnoxious, but she hasn't been dating in a while.
Yeah, I mean, okay, fine, but it seemed a little bit more sincere than just
How about an example?
Yeah, okay. Later in the night, we were, like, talking, like, after the whole napkin thing, and we were talking about, like, history for some reason, and she didn't agree with how I told her that they count centuries.
What do you mean? She didn't agree.
Okay, like, I told her the 19th century was the 1800s, that the 18th century was the 1700s, and she, like, cut me off and was like, that's bull. You're wrong. Started, like, getting, like, pissed off about it. Like, I was somehow, like, making up things.
Did she not did she not understand what you were saying, maybe?
Well, at first I was like, okay, are you drunk? And just, let me say it again. And she was like, no, you're wrong. It's the 20th century because it's 20 whatever. And I was like, okay, no.
Wow.
And so I tried to, like, explain it forwards, backwards, whatever, and she just kept getting more and more irate and telling me I was stupid, and it was like I was just making things up, and I was it got to the point where she was just like, let's agree to disagree, and I was like,
let's agree to disagree. Why is there so much of that in the world right now? Let's agree to disagree on, like, facts.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, you're the only one disagreeing. Like, I didn't want to get other people involved because, like, we just met. I wasn't, like, trying to belittle her, and, like, she just kept arguing and arguing, getting more belligerent about it as it went on.
Whoa.
Okay, so she was actually getting angry with you.
Not, like, physical, but close.
It's like, how is this the first time that it's come up for her?
Yeah.
Maybe she avoided talking about history. I don't know.
That's a good question. We should ask her about that because, Carl, guess what? Mona is actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless she...
Hi, Carl.
Yep, she's still there.
Hey, Mona. Yeah.
So I'm not intelligent enough for you?
Oh,
Is that what you're trying
hold
to
on, no.
say?
It kind of came down to the whole thing about the centuries.
But you're
It's not
wrong.
about not being intelligent. I'm not wrong.
You are wrong.
Mona.
Okay.
We're in the 20th century. You know when the movie opens up and it says 20th century? It's because we're in the 20th century.
No, that's
Shut
just
up,
the
Mona.
name of it is 20th Century Fox. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's the name of the company.
Right,
And
because
that's
we're in
when
the
it was
20th
founded
century.
in the 1900s.
Wait, so Mona, you're saying if a movie comes out and it's the year 21 something, it's going to be changed to the 21st century movie?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Mona, are you trolling us? You can't honestly believe that.
Guys, you know what? I went to college. I got an A+ in history. I know my centuries.
There's no way you got an A+ in history.
I totally did. We are in the 20th century right now. In 1900s, it was the 19th century.
Well, when you're first born, like till that anniversary of the day of your birth, are you 1 year old?
Yeah, it's your first birthday.
It's your first birthday, and then you're starting the beginning after your first year. You're starting on your second year, but you're not a year old until you're a year old. So how could you
Carl,
have
are you
the first...
hurting your brain right now? Because you're not making any sense.
it's actually kind of making sense, though, Mona.
You're not making any sense, Carl. We are in the 20th century right now. Because
You see what I had to deal with? Like, this is like when she was drunk, I thought it made more sense. But, like, this is...
And I don't even think that it's a point of being wrong about it. Like, I could see, Mona, you not understanding it for whatever reason. But why?
I completely understand it. What are you talking
No, you
about?
don't. But no, you
This
don't.
is bull. I completely understand what I'm talking
No,
about.
Mona,
he's
you
saying
don't,
like
though.
the first century was the zeros, and then when we got to like
How do you
the
know?
year,
Wait, what? What are you talking about? Were you back
that's
then?
why it's always
Were you
off.
alive back then? You were not alive back then. You don't know.
Neither were you, Mona. Say, Mona, if you're going to say that you don't know, then you weren't alive back then either. So how do you
But I
know?
did pass history. I mean, did you guys pass history? I don't think so.
Mona.
I didn't, but
I
still
passed
know.
like fourth grade history. That's when they teach you that.
And he even knows that.
Yeah, it's bad.
Mona, have you ever tried to look it up to like fact check yourself?
Yeah, Google it right now.
You know what, guys? Guys, stop. Just cut it out now. Enough. Enough is enough. Okay, I know
But-
what I'm talking about.
Is there anything that will change your mind at all?
Maybe when we go into 2100, then it'll be the 21st.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, can we
This
move
is
on
what's
from the
so
numbers?
frustrating right now. Like, Mona, why can't you admit that you're wrong? I don't understand that. This isn't about even the centuries because you know in the back of your head that you're wrong.
You know what?
Like,
I'm not wrong. You guys are just trying to brain shame me right now. It's kind of bordering on bullying, by the way.
oh
Brain
my
shaming.
gosh.
I've never heard of brain shaming before, but thank you, Mona. Carl,
gosh. Can we go to
I got
the
it.
date?
Yeah, we got to get off this conversation.
This is frustrating.
Carl,
Can't get back to the
You
21st
guys are
century.
just bullies at this point.
yeah, whatever century we're in right now.
Such bullies.
man.
Oh my God.
Carl, would you like to go on a second date with Mona? We'll pay for it.
I think she's just too feisty, and like I don't want to waste her time.
Carl, you're intimidated by a strong, intelligent woman. That's all.
I think that's it, Mona.
That's all it is, Carl.
Oh, yeah, you figured it out.
Yep. All right, Mona, do you even want a second date with Carl?
Not as somebody who doesn't know how to count. No.
Okay.
Well, then I guess it was a good second date update for you because we figured out the reason.
There we go.
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you, Carl, for your time. And Mona, I appreciate you emailing the show and everything else. And I'm sorry if you felt brain shamed.
Yes, thanks for listening.
And I hope you'll be a listener until the 21st century and the 22nd century and all the centuries.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says we should find out who her history teacher is and have them fired. Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Yeah.
Talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, Mona wanted to call this dude named Carl. They went out one night, got drunk on her date, and did probably one of the most disgusting things that we've heard in a second date update. She dared him to take his underwear off. So he went to the bathroom, took his underwear off, and brought it back to her at the table, and then she used it as a napkin, trying to be funny. That was already gross, but that wasn't the big problem on their date. When we got her on the phone, we found out the reason he wasn't calling back was because they got in a huge argument about centuries.
Yes.
She didn't believe that the 18th century means it's actually the 1900s, and the 19th century means it's the 2000s, and so on.
Yeah.
And she argued about it. She argued with everybody on the show, and she said that she got an A in history class, so she knows she's right.
You know, facts just don't exist in this world anymore.
No, they don't.
It used to be that there was just some things that were true, and now you can argue everything, apparently.
Fake news.
Yeah, he
not
said
real.
the fact that she just wouldn't hear the truth and wouldn't listen to the facts and would argue this constantly
Yeah.
was unattractive, so he didn't want to go out with her again. No
Yeah.
second date. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back. Young Jeffrey's Song of the Week is coming up in just a few minutes
Yay.
at
Moving 92.5. Second date update.
We got an email from a guy who wanted a second date update, and after I read it, there was no question that we were going to have him on.
Why do I feel like you're already laughing? What is that smile?
Because there were 2 points from it that stood out.
Okay.
One is that the police got involved.
Oh, okay. That's why you're
good.
smiling.
And-
you love a man in a uniform.
That's not even the best
Okay.
part, though. That's not the best part. Can you believe that?
Okay.
We received an email saying law enforcement is present on my first date, and there's something even better than that.
What is it?
He said his date looked like Anne Hathaway with bigger boobs.
Wait,
That
wasn't
trumps
better.
any police
That wasn't
nonsense.
better.
Yeah, it does. Zach,
No.
tell me more about this curvy Anne Hathaway. What's her name?
I'm just trying to describe her. That's like an objective description.
It got my attention.
You know, Anne Hathaway, Princess Diaries, real sex symbol there.
Never had any homie be like, dog, Anne Hathaway. You know, not like Margot Robbie or someone.
So what is her name?
Her name's Scarlett.
Oh.
Scarlett.
That's a sexy name.
Yeah.
Maybe just all because of Scarlett Johansson, but
Yeah,
whatever.
but for sure.
Where'd you meet Scarlett?
It's a pretty funny story. Do you want to hear the whole thing?
Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, that's usually how these work. You tell us the whole story.
I'm going to go with just the highlights. Can we get just the highlights?
I was out in my kayak,
Okay.
and I'm sort of in the middle of the lake, and I see this woman waving at me from sort of afar. She was out on what looked to be a rowboat.
Okay.
So, of course, I row over and see what was going on. Apparently, she had rented this little rowboat, but she lost her oars in the water. Yeah, so she was stuck there, I guess.
Oh, stuck out in the middle of the lake?
Damsel in distress.
Oh, lucky you.
I guess so. I was just thinking, whatever, she's in trouble. So I offered to take her back to shore. And
wow.
she was really nice. She was obviously really grateful. And I took her back to the rental shop because I thought that was the right thing to do. And she had to pay for the oars that she lost in the water somehow. But she said, is it okay if I make it up to you by buying you dinner?
Okay.
awesome.
I love a girl that
Yeah.
asks a guy out.
Yeah, that's a big sign. Like, she totally could have ghosted you after that. And
Yeah. Dinner didn't last very long.
why?
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, the cops. We forgot about the cops.
Oh, right, yeah.
We got wrapped up in Anne Hathaway with the boobs.
Yeah, so what happened to dinner?
Well, it started off great. The food was good. We were talking about all kinds of TV, music, our beliefs.
The movie she's been in.
Our beliefs.
Yeah.
Movies, right. And, no, we were talking about all kinds of things. We were hitting it off.
Sure.
And sort of in the middle of the conversation, it's the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me on a date, honestly.
Okay.
A police officer comes into the restaurant, walks straight up to our table, looks at her, and he says, "Are you Scarlett?"
What?
Uh-oh.
And she says, "Yes."
Oh
and
my
he
God.
says, "You're under arrest. Please get out of the booth."
Oh, my God.
Wait, she got arrested on your date?
He handcuffs her. I'm freaking out, right? I'm like, what is going on?
Dude, what are you thinking in that moment?
Thinking, what the heck is going on? I'm like, I was seriously freaking out. Like, am I safe? I don't know who am I associating with.
Anne Hathaway would never get arrested.
I mean, some sort of accomplice.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
I asked the cop, like, hey, is there some sort of mistake here? He's like, sir, you need to stay in your seat.
Of course,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Oh,
Just
dude.
mind your business.
You're taking
I
a
get
bad
it.
girl.
So wait,
Dude.
I mean, was there any hints into what she was arrested for? Do you have any idea?
Well, he said something about an outstanding warrant, but that's like,
Ooh.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's all he said. So
Oh,
she starts
man.
getting all emotional. She's like, she's about to cry. She's like,
Yeah.
she doesn't know whether to run. And I'm like, I'm about to cry, too. The whole restaurant is staring at us.
So what happens? I mean, you already rescued her once. Did you save her again?
Bail her out?
Yeah, it wasn't so easy this time.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, so they take her away and you're just left sitting there?
Yeah, I'm left sitting there, and the whole restaurant's staring at me now, right? And I'm watching him. He puts her in the back of the car, and he drives off.
Whoa.
Oh, my
Whoa,
God.
dude.
Date is
Yeah.
over.
So I'm not just going to, stick around. I'm just standing there. So I pay for the food really quickly, and then on my way home, I try calling her, and of course it goes straight to voicemail. I don't know what I was thinking.
Duh. I don't think you're going to be her one call.
No.
But I keep calling. So like the next day, I call her. Someone picks up the phone, but then hangs up.
Oh, my gosh. Have you checked the news?
I mean, I haven't seen anything on the news, but I don't know if they'll make the news.
If it was on the news, it'd be like it'd be a big deal if she was
Yeah.
wanted on the news. So that's a good thing you didn't see her on the news, I think.
So what do you want to do now? You want to call her phone number, the jail?
She's still locked up? Do you know?
I don't know. Honestly, all I have is her phone number, and it's been 4 days. I have no idea what to do.
Bro, she
Oh
could be
my
there
gosh.
right now, just whittling
But
something.
someone picked up the phone
yeah.
and hung up. So, I mean,
But-
somebody has her phone. Maybe you can find. I mean, what do you.
No.
But wait, do you want to go out with her again?
I have no idea. I honestly just want to know what the hell happened.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
if it's some sort of mistake or something, yeah, I'll go out with her. I mean, we really hit it off.
Yeah.
As long
Okay.
as she's not like a murderer or
Whoa,
something.
dude. I
This
want to know
is-
what happened. That's
yeah.
so
Yeah.
dramatic.
Okay, let's play a song. We'll come back, and we'll try and get you your second date update. All right, man?
All right, great, thanks.
Okay, hold on. If you're just tuning in for the second date update, we're on the phone with Zach. And Zach's first date ended in handcuffs.
Oh,
Hey, what's up?
that's typically a good thing.
Yeah, this wasn't the good
No.
kind.
Oh,
Because in the middle of dinner, only 30 minutes into the date, a police officer walked in, went right up to their table, and placed his date, Scarlett, under arrest.
Oh my gosh.
and you're hoping he's a stripper.
Yeah.
No.
It's not.
Put her in handcuffs, said she had a warrant out, and then took her away in his car.
Oh, man.
So Zach was obviously confused, is still confused.
Yeah, we
'cause
all
he
are.
doesn't know what happened, and now he's kind of worried, wondering if we can maybe help figure out what was going on with his date, Scarlett. Zach, how you feeling now?
I'm baffled, and I'm hoping you guys can help.
Have you thought of crimes that would be okay for you to keep dating and crimes that you wouldn't want to date her anymore?
That's funny, but it's a good question.
Oh, totally, yeah. I've been thinking about that, every day. If she hadn't paid a series of parking tickets, I'd be okay with that.
Okay,
Sure,
yeah.
that's a good point.
Some embezzlement, maybe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
What
don't-
about identity theft?
I don't think the cops, though, break into a restaurant and take you away for unpaid parking tickets. I don't know, though. Jose, I might be worried for you if that's the
Dude,
case.
I had a boot on my car. Maybe I have a warrant.
Well, let's get to the bottom of it, okay? I'm going to dial Scarlett's number right now. We're going to get you your second date update. You ready, ma'am?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Scarlett, please?
this is her.
Hi. Okay, we got you. My
Say we got you.
sorry, I know
Like she's arrested again.
I didn't know if you would answer. My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning.
What is this about?
This is about a segment that we do on our show called a second date update. It's where if you go out with somebody and afterwards, if they're not calling you back, you can email us and we'll reach out to that person for you to try and figure out the reason why they've been ghosting you.
Oh, my God.
And that person reached out to us recently. His name is Zach.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I know I should have answered this call.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Scarlett, don't freak out,
Yeah.
okay? Like, apparently, bad things happened on your date, and it was probably one of the worst days of your life. We're not here to chastise you. He just thought you were really lovely.
Yeah. Zach told us about the date, and he did mention that you were arrested at the end.
Okay, so why don't you just tell Zach that I'm okay, and I'm just not going to be around for a while, and he should just forget me.
Oh, are you getting
buddy.
locked up?
Forget you.
No way. Why? We want details.
No, Jose.
I'm sorry, but
Look, because here's the thing. Zach has been really, really worried about you.
yeah.
And
yeah.
he's been trying to get a hold of you. He isn't sure what happened or why the police came after you. I mean, even if you don't want to go out with him again, can you at least give him some answers, help him understand what was going on?
I can't believe we told you I got arrested.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a big moment. Like,
Yeah.
think if the tables were turned, Scarlett. Like, you're out on a first date and your date gets arrested. It's a pretty shocking situation.
And if it helps, he was very complimentary about you and your physical appearance.
Yeah, you're a doppelganger.
Well, that's nice of him. Zach seems like a really nice guy, but here's the thing. I just don't think that we're a great match. Just say it nicely.
But you,
Okay, wait.
What?
So you're telling him not to call you back because you don't like him or because you're getting locked up?
Yeah.
You can say whatever. It doesn't matter to me.
It's okay if you never want to see Zach again. That's totally fine on our end. But just for his sake, he has been worried about this for so long. He's been stressed out over the last few days, wondering what happened. Are you okay? I feel like the least you could do after all this trouble that he went through is to just give us a little bit of information that we could pass along to him, just to put his mind at ease.
Fine. Sure.
Okay?
Okay, that's a yes.
While we were at dinner,
Uh-huh.
it started off okay, but then he started talking about all of his political beliefs, like very quickly. Social Security, tax reform for boat owners.
What? Did you say tax reform for boat owners?
Exactly.
He owns a kayak, I guess. Does that
not
qualify?
It's important to him, okay?
I'm sorry.
Maybe he's
Yeah.
working his way up.
Those weren't the political beliefs I thought you were going to talk about.
Sounds like he has a yacht.
I mean, more than anything, that just sounds really boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was his choice of date conversation, and I'm on the other side thinking like, holy this is a turnoff, and I have to get out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, understandable.
I'm a person I don't like talking about politics with people, especially people who are extreme, like just extremists and really want to get into it.
Yeah,
Oh,
extreme
wow.
boat tax evasion.
I know you mean extreme either side. Well,
they're
even
the
if you
worst.
agree on politics, sometimes it's tough to talk about. You know?
Okay.
It's just not a good first date
Sure.
always
No, never.
situation.
I'm not sure I'm connecting the dots, though. Like, how does that tie into you getting arrested?
Yeah,
I
what'd
punched
you
him because he's so annoying.
do? No,
Just
you would have
Alexis.
told us that.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So let me explain. I texted a friend, and my friend happens to be a cop,
What?
and he was off duty and
No.
pretended to arrest me and save
Shut
me.
Oh, my
It
God.
was fake.
What are you talking? Like, that is so stupid. Why
No,
wouldn't
that's-
you?
that's
No.
genius.
That
Are
is
you
kidding?
genius.
Whoa.
I called a friend. My friend just happens to be a cop, and this was what happened. This was the story that we played out.
Whoa,
So,
I wanna-
wait, hold on.
Wow.
Hold on. You had a whole restaurant staring at you thinking you were getting arrested. You left this guy sitting by himself at a table, and that somehow was easier than just saying, oh, hey, I don't like to talk about politics. This isn't working out for me. I'm going to go.
So you don't understand. I have gone on dates with guys like this. I would have been there for 3 hours.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
Dude, I want to be friends with cops.
Being arrested is better than being on a date.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how Zach would feel hearing that.
Poor Zach.
Because, Scarlett, I need to tell you, Zach's actually been on the other line listening. He heard this whole conversation. He wants to talk to you.
Are you serious?
It's a sting.
Yeah.
I can't believe you called your friend to come over and have you arrested in the restaurant. That's messed up.
Wow.
It wasn't my idea. It was his idea. It just kind of happened really quickly. I didn't mean for it to be a big show, but honestly...
Is that why you went to the bathroom? You went to the bathroom to go text him, please come over and arrest me? Is that seriously how bad of a date I was?
I'm sorry. You were just going off, and I didn't want to talk about politics for 2 hours.
So why could have just said, I'm sorry, I don't like you? You could have just said, I don't like you. You didn't have to get dragged away in handcuffs.
That's mean, though.
I tried changing the subject. You would bring up the craziest things. Like, why do you have to talk about why fortune telling is illegal in Maryland?
It is?
I did not know that.
Okay, it's just something I'm passionate about, and I care about the country, and this is a thing that one of the candidates ran on that platform. He supported the fortune telling. You know what?
I mean, I will say I'm starting to see how you thought that maybe you'd be stuck there a little bit longer if you just told them.
She's like, I hear sirens again right now, actually.
Scarlett, do you feel bad at all? I mean, you made him really worried about you.
It's pretty extreme.
Look, I didn't mean for it to be such an extreme event, but it kind of matched his personality. So
matched my
kind of thought
Scarlett.
Yeah.
We were vibing. I just want to say, you were the one who wanted to talk about legislation to change the drinking age in Alaska.
You pressured me. You pressured me into making some kind of decision about drinking in Alaska. Like, I didn't even want to do this. I wouldn't even told you that I had set up an arrest. I only said it because I'm being pressured on the radio from these guys.
Oh, okay.
Is
it your first arrest, or had you been arrested before on other dates, Scarlett?
It wasn't real.
No, only when they go off on why grass should be mowed every Tuesday at 2 p.m. And they're like,
Wait, we're doing HOA politics now?
We do not support that on Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning, just so you know. Okay, we vote no on grass cutting.
I will say,
Tuesdays.
not good for the environment.
I mean, speaking of getting arrested, I'm feeling a little bit of heat coming out of this relationship right now. And I feel like maybe this is the right time to ask Scarlett, would you like to go out on one more date with Zach? We will pay for it.
it looks like there's a cop here in my apartment. I need to go.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Zach, it happened again.
You're gonna have to pay bail, Zach.
You know what? Whatever. But you know what? Just next time, please, just tell the guy you don't like him. Don't have the cops or the FBI show up and take you away.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of bad dates out there. So now that I've got this under my belt, we'll see what I'll do next.
Well, if I was a fortune teller in Maryland right now, I'd predict that Scarlett will get arrested sometime in the future.
Wow.
But it's illegal, so I'm not going to predict that.
Moving 92.5.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
One of the first things you think about when you take a woman out on a date is, I wonder how many miles she's got put on her tires.
What? Who thinks about that?
Like literally?
Every guy thinks that. And Daryl, who's on the phone for a second date update today, knew exactly how many miles she had on her tires.
I don't understand. Is that an age thing? Like, what does that mean? Sex thing?
Tell you about that in just a second, but first, let's meet Daryl. What's up, Daryl? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing real well. How about you guys?
Not too bad.
I don't know. I think I may have bald tires, but I don't really know what we're talking about.
Whoa, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure your tires are fine.
I don't know. I mean, I'd trust her if she says that her tires have been, put through the mud a few times. I mean, who knows?
What is a tire analogy? It's driving me crazy.
Before we get to the tire thing, Daryl, tell us about the girl you want to call today. What's her name?
Her name's Destiny.
Destiny. All right. And where did you meet Destiny?
We met online. We were going back and forth, and I'm kind of a car guy, so I was talking to her about mine. And then she says, oh, I've actually needed to get my tires rotated for a while. And I'm thinking, okay, this might be a real good time to make this date happen.
Huh?
So, I had a coupon to a shop I know a guy that works at, get our tires rotated. I said, hey, we both can go, but I didn't tell her. I made it a surprise.
Wait, hold up. What was the surprise? The tire rotation or the coupon?
The tire rotation.
Nice. Surprised her with tire rotation for her first date.
Yeah, because everybody likes chocolate and flowers, cool, but so I thought this might be a good date idea. It's not something, basic, it's like, here's something you need. I can take care of you,
And as much free popcorn in the lobby as you'd like.
Was she super excited about getting her tires rotated on your date?
I thought it was going to be a cool surprise, nothing too big, but when I told her, she flipped out like she won the lottery.
Okay, so it was a good idea then.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I rolled the dice and hit the nail on the head, I guess.
Okay, so was your date just sitting at the shop waiting for her tires to be done?
No. We both dropped our cars off at the same time, so that gave us about an hour, go somewhere nearby and grab something to eat.
When you were first telling me about this, I was like, that's pretty lame. But the more I thought about it, the more genius I feel like it is.
Well, how was the actual date? Like when you guys were getting food together before the tires were done? Was that good?
Yeah, we were eating and it was going really well. It was super nice to actually meet this girl in person.
That's good.
Okay.
And, she kept thanking me for the tire rotation. Of course, I was going to take care of it. She didn't need to know it was with a coupon.
Hey, any way you get your tire rotation paid for is a good way.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's a good way to just let her know you date Daryl. I will keep you in tread all the time. Your tread will never be worn down.
I got you.
But how was the conversation and stuff? Other than all that, you feel like you connected with her?
Mostly we just talked about movies. And we talked about the kind of music we like.
Okay.
We also talked about our families. She's got a big family, and I do too. So that's something we were able to relate.
Oh, that's good.
Was there any weird moments?
You know what? Yeah, there was one, but it wasn't. I'm not going to judge her for it. It's not fair.
What could you possibly judge her for?
Well, so we got back to the place. We were a little bit early, so we were standing around. We're waiting for them to finish up, and she picks a cigarette up off the ground. And start smoking it.
Shut up.
Gross.
No, that is something you can judge a person for. What?
That didn't bother you?
Well, it was weird to me, but I don't smoke, so I don't know what that addiction can be like.
Hold up. Was it a pre-smoked cigarette that had been put out, or was it just maybe somebody's random new cigarette fell out of the pack?
From what I saw, pretty sure somebody else gave that cigarette to business.
Okay, so she basically picked up a cigarette butt and then smoked that.
And the thing is, smoking is usually a no-go for a lot of people. Smoking other people's tossed cigarettes would be a big no-go for most people.
In her defense, cigarettes are expensive, so she doesn't want it to go to waste.
Even if you're a smoker, I don't think that that's cool, man.
Really, it was no big deal for me. Okay. I didn't want to judge her on it. It's the first date, we still got a lot of figuring each other out to do.
Yeah, okay. So, that's pretty cool and accepting that didn't bother you. I don't know if most people could do that. How did the date end? Did you get a kiss? From her dirty mouth?
It is a dirty mouth.
It is a dirty mouth, man.
It's so dirty.
It's true.
Yeah, no. We just kind of ended it, with a nice goodbye. Again, she was like, thank you for the tire rotation. You're the best. And I was like, oh, gee. We just we ended it with a hug. I didn't want to take it too fast or too far and blow the whole thing apart,
So wait, but she's not calling you back, obviously. Are you mad? Do you feel like she used you for tire rotations?
I would if it wasn't a surprise,
Oh,
that's
good point.
right. She didn't know.
Yeah, because she didn't know it was coming. She didn't see it coming. But I am a little what happened? It went really well.
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't really have any idea why?
No.
Yeah, and that's got to be disturbing because somebody who would pick up a cigarette butt and smoke it, and they have some sort of issue with you. That would hurt. That would hurt me a lot.
She's like, he didn't pick up any cigarette butts.
Yeah. What is wrong with me? All right, Daryl. We'll play a song, then come back and call her and get your second date update. Okay?
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, man. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know, sometimes we'll make the joke from time to time in these second date updates that, oh, maybe the person's not calling you back because they're dead.
Yeah.
Well, today I think that could actually be true.
What? Why would she be dead?
Because Daryl, who's on the phone for a second date update today, told us about the woman he went out with. Her name's Destiny. And during their first date, she actually picked up a cigarette butt off the ground, lit it, and smoked it. And I'm assuming she must have contracted something from that and has probably passed away, Daryl. So this could be a very sad phone call. Just getting you prepared for it.
Okay, I hope not.
Yeah, Daryl, I don't think you have anything to worry about. Anyone who's hard enough to do that casually and not think it's a thing, I think can live through anything.
That's true.
Well, you guys are making a big deal out of it. I don't really know how big of a deal it is, but I do, man. I hope she just picks up the phone.
Okay.
Well, just to recap for everybody who might be tuning in right now, Daryl went out with Destiny. They met online. They actually went and got their tires rotated because she said she needed to have it done. He had a coupon. So they dropped their cars off, and then they went to go get something to eat. He said they had a good conversation about what kind of music they like, their family, all that kind of stuff. And then after they went back to the tire shop, that's when she smoked the cigarette butt. But he still said he didn't judge her for it, and she hasn't called him back in a few weeks. So I'm going to call her right now and see if we can get your answer, Daryl. You ready?
I sure am, thanks.
Yeah, this is going to be the weirdest start of a love story if this works out.
And once upon a time.
All right, here we go. I'm dialing the phone number.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Destiny, please?
Speaking. Who's this?
Destiny, what's up? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Jubal from Brooklyn.
No, not from Brooklyn. I wish I was from Brooklyn, though. I
That'd be
like the
cool.
place. But I'm not from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
From Brooke and Jubal in the morning. It's a radio show.
A radio show?
Yes.
I'm confused. Why are you calling me?
Well, I'm calling you because one of our listeners actually emailed us about you.
About me?
Yeah.
What? Email about me? What about me?
Well, we do a segment on our show. It's called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them back after, they can actually email us, and then we'll call that person and see if we can figure out what went wrong. And we got an email about you from a dude named Daryl.
Daryl?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Daryl emailed you about me.
Yes.
Is
he
that
said that he liked you a lot, but now you're not calling him back or anything.
He sounded like a really nice guy when we talked to him. He told us about you guys getting your tires rotated.
In the very beginning, I actually thought he was a really cool dude. I mean, we had a pretty decent date. I mean, I got my tires rotated, which is always a plus.
Yeah.
However, it was around after lunch. He did something that was absolutely a deal breaker for me. It was just a no-go.
Really?
So you enjoyed yourself all the way up until that point.
Yep, literally. He did something that's just not, it's just a deal breaker.
Okay, so what's a deal breaker for you?
He was biting his fingernails. And I cannot stand that. I mean, he was biting them. He was ripping them off with his teeth. It was totally disgusting.
Wait, that's it?
That's major. Like, there's germs underneath nails, like the fingernails.
Okay.
You don't know where his hands have been.
You're worried about germs.
Destiny, everybody kind of has like habits that people might think are kind of gross, like biting your fingernails or whatever. You do realize that could sound a little judgy.
I mean, no, that's beyond gross, and it's not judgy. That's just disgusting. That's just the facts of life. There's germs in fingers. Go wash them. Don't have them in your mouth and stop biting your nails. Like, come on.
Okay.
What?
So it sounds like you don't think you have any sort of bad habits like that somebody else could.
No, I have any bad habits. I'm completely normal. I mean, I don't do anything weird.
Huh.
Okay.
That is really weird that you say that, Destiny.
Some people's weird is not weird to other people.
Or maybe you're just not very self-aware. We all have weird things.
Everyone.
You can't think of one thing that you do that could also be considered disgusting by somebody else.
Nope. Sorry. I'm pretty cool. I don't do anything. I'm good.
You don't bite your fingernails, nothing like that.
No.
You brush your teeth.
All right.
Shower.
Well,
I brush my teeth, acid, do all those things.
I have a habit that a lot of people don't like, Destiny.
What's that?
Sometimes I'll do these phone calls and the other person will be on the line listening and then I forget to tell the other person right away. Yeah, you're kind of picking up on what I'm putting down there. Daryl is actually on the other line and wants to talk to you.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Daryl, you there?
Really? We had a cool time, We chilled, got these tires rotated, we ate, and you're like, oh, he bites his fingernails. Nah, like, what? You gotta be kidding me.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Honestly, I mean, you're a cool guy. Everything was good, but that's a no-go. There's so many germs that are on one's hands, and you're just biting away at them. And I consider that completely gross.
So there's so many germs, right, on a hand, but I saw you pick a half-smoked cigarette off of the ground and put that in your mouth and smoke it. I mean, and I was like, okay, well, hey, you know, it's first date, and she's really, really cool. If I stack these up, I can give her a pass on that. But you can't even give me a pass on biting my fingernail?
You can't believe that picking up a cigarette off the ground is more disgusting and more germy than him biting his fingernails?
Yeah, I believe that. I think everybody believes that, right? Are we all on the same page here? It's not equal.
I mean, I don't know about most people, but I do tend to wash my hands.
And not only that, Destiny, he knows where his hands have been. You don't know where that cigarette butt has been or what it's laying in, for God's sakes.
Don't judge me for finding a cigarette and it's been barely used to lighting it up and just smoking it from time to time. That's not fair. It's not fair.
Well, what's not fair is to be like, oh, I pick up I smoke street cigarettes for some guy who bites his fingernails.
Yeah, Destiny, can you see kind of a double standard on that?
The hypocrisy in it.
All right, let's be real with that, all right? So, yeah, I picked up a cigarette off the ground. But guess what? The nicotine mixed with the little fire, it burns all the germs. There's no germs at all.
What science are you talking about, Destiny?
I haven't heard that before.
I have to stop you on that one.
It's true. I mean, it's completely true. Look it up.
No.
Like, seriously.
No.
You have to think about the particular person that was smoking that cigarette. I mean, who had that cigarette in their mouth? That could have been some weirdo drug addict. You know, it could have been some prostitute. And you know, not everything's going to get cooked up because of the nicotine and the fire.
You're an idiot.
What? He's an idiot?
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Oh, my God.
I'm not going to keep going back and forth with it. He's an idiot.
The germs are on the filter. The filter isn't on fire. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, okay, Miss Smarty Pants. Did you go to college or something?
No, I've just smoked a lot of cigarettes in my life, and that is disgusting.
It's definitely more gross than biting fingernails, because you could have told me that.
Yeah, and Destiny, Daryl didn't even judge you for that. A lot of people would see somebody pick a cigarette butt off the ground, smoke it, and then that would be a deal breaker for them. But Daryl was like, okay, maybe I can get past it.
Listen, you guys called me, okay? Obviously, he liked me. He looked past it. I can't look past that. It's a deal breaker, and I'm done.
Oh,
okay.
my God.
Well, then I should ask you this, Destiny, I should ask you this then. Would you like to go on a second date with Daryl? We'll pay for it.
Are you serious? No.
Oh, my God, Daryl. You can't be sad about this one, right?
To be honest, I mean, I'm a little bummed out because we really connected. And I was like, you know, I'm never really the judgy person. I guess who knew that I went out with the judgy person?
Right?
Right?
Hey, Daryl, have fun sticking your fingers in your mouth. I hope you get E. coli poisoning or something.
Oh, my gosh.
At least I'll know where my hands have been.
Are we done yet?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you for your time, Destiny. Appreciate it.
Oh, my God.
Don't call me ever again, Daryl. Bye.
All right.
Well, that was kind of a nightmare.
Yeah.
And look, yeah, that was, wow, that's not at all how I thought that was going to go.
I don't think any of us thought it was going to go that way.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, Jubal, maybe you guys have any listeners that, like, bite their fingernails, or, hey, you know, maybe they're adults and can just say, hey, I'd appreciate if you didn't do that. But I like you as a person, so let's make this work.
And maybe even some that own their own cigarettes. Who knows? Text in 78592 if you want to go out with Daryl. He does chew his fingers, though.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, I'll go out with Daryl. I don't bite my nails, and I don't smoke herpes cigarettes. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, this dude Daryl wanted to call a girl named Destiny. They actually went out and got their tires rotated because they met online. They were talking about how she needed her tires rotated. He had a coupon. they did that, and then they hung out for about an hour while that happened. And then before they left, she actually picked a cigarette up off the ground, a cigarette butt, and smoked it. But that wasn't really an issue for him. He was like, it's kind of weird, but cool. He was cool about it. Yeah. We got her on the phone, though, and she didn't want to go out with him again because he bites his nails.
It is so crazy. And he was so forgiving.
And she also said that you can't get any sort of disease or anything else from smoking a cigarette butt that you found because the nicotine and the flame from the fire to light the cigarette kills any bacteria.
That's on the outside of the filter. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I will say I heard that a lot at a younger age when people would smoke, but I think it's a myth. I don't think that's
Of course
really
it is.
true.
I have a friend, we have a good friend who was homeless, and he would pick up used cigarette butts. And you know what he would do? He would take the tobacco out of them and then re-roll a new cigarette with new paper.
Oh, wow.
Like, that's not even a thing for him, dude, and he doesn't have a house to live in.
If it burned all the germs, maybe that cancer thing wouldn't happen.
Maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I've only had one experience with somebody who picked up cigarette butts and then lit them and smoked them, and that was the girl I lost my virginity to. Hey, what's up, Michelle?
Wow. Hey,
shout out to you.
Shout out.
If she was the one that was on the phone with us?
Maybe.
We didn't even know. It's
Who
kismet.
knows? Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5. Second date update.
Today's second date update is going to be a little different than any other second date update we've ever done on this show before. 'Cause normally, the people we call have been out together on one, maybe two dates. But the couple we're speaking with today are already engaged.
What? That doesn't work for this segment.
Aren't they disqualified?
I'm not sure why we need to intervene on this, but let's speak with the future groom, Matt. Matt, Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov. Good morning, guys. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah. Tell us more about what's happening with this situation that you're in.
Well, we were calling a girl named Leslie.
Please, wait, hold on. Is it your fiance, though, or are you seeing somebody else on the side?
Oh, it's complicated.
Oh, my God, you cheater! We cannot do this.
I don't want to do this.
No, so listen, she's a girl who I met on Tinder.
What? Why are you on Tinder? You said you were getting married.
Let's hear Matt out before you jump to conclusions here.
Hang up on Matt. I hate Matt.
I'm with Brooke.
Hold on, Matt. Let's hear your story.
Please don't hate me. This is already really difficult.
I already do.
Okay. So you just need a little bit of backstory. So Tinder, when I first started it, it wasn't really working for me like the first couple of months that I was signed up for the service. But then I was getting a few matches because I had changed my profile picture, and the pic that I donned...
You're welcome. I sent you that picture of myself, and I know it got a lot of hits for you, so...
Yeah, no, it was great. They were like, wow, you're way more handsome now. And I was like, yeah, no. No, I put a picture of myself in a tuxedo getting down on one knee as if I was proposing to whoever clicked on the picture.
That's kind of funny.
Okay, except for, are you engaged?
No, I am not engaged at this time. That was the part that caught her attention. She reached out to me and she asked me, like, why was I in a tux and who am I proposing to? So I said very cleverly, to you.
So you're not a cheater. It's just a gimmick to get more swipes on Tinder.
I like him now.
She thought that was very funny.
Yeah.
So then I came up with a great idea for a date for her and I. I was like, listen, what if I took you to a restaurant where I proposed to you? Because, of course, it's going to, be a fake proposal, but if we do it in the middle of the dinner, it'll not only be kind of funny, but, who knows, maybe we'll get some free stuff from the restaurant.
Definitely. This guy's a genius.
Well, so your first date idea was to propose to her?
Fake propose.
Fake propose. She was well aware that it was a fake proposal.
Dude, and it's a cute story. Like, our first date, we actually kind of got engaged.
Doesn't leave much room for growth, though. Like, on the first date you propose, what do you do for date number 2?
I love it.
Well, and hopefully you're not a man that would actually propose in a restaurant because, come on, guys.
Oh,
get more original.
Wow.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, to all our listeners who've proposed in restaurants before, Brooke hates you.
I don't hate you, but you could have gotten a little more creative.
Doesn't take it back.
Well, okay, Brooke, where did you get proposed to? What magical place was it for you?
In the woods.
Oh!
And then we got lost for 45 minutes because my husband was so nervous, he didn't really keep track of where we were walking to.
And you can't get lost in a restaurant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's signs all over the place in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know where the exit is. So wait, so she was down for this? She was up for it?
He was down for it. We did it. We went to the restaurant. I got down on my knee and gave like a little speech. Everyone started clapping, and there were like big applause. I mean, it was absolutely hilarious.
That's amazing.
I even got like a fake diamond ring to really sell it.
Oh my God. It's like taking your like fake birthday to a whole nother level, right?
And the plan worked because the restaurant gave us a free dessert and a free bottle of champagne, so it was totally worth it. She completely oversold it with like fake tears and clapping and all that stuff. Like, it was just great.
This is amazing.
That's really funny.
Romantic?
I mean, it's fun, right?
I mean, they were both involved, so it's not like. I mean, she's not calling you back because she actually thought it was real or something, right?
So here's where we hit the snag. So afterwards, we're leaving the restaurant, and I was walking her to her car, and, we were joking about, like, the hypothetical wedding, and I said, what should we do next? How should our moms get involved? And, like, she laughed, but then afterwards, like, we were saying goodnight, and she gave me a hug, which was weird because we had just kissed in the restaurant for, like, the fake proposal.
Oh, that is
So I was just trying to assess the situation. I was like, okay, well, do you want to see each other again next week, or do you want to do another fake engagement proposal thing? And she's like, let me, she said she'll let me know.
I mean, you have your fake wedding party coming up. Like, what's going on?
Right. So anyway, so she said she'd let me know, and then since then, communication has been very limited. Like,
well, I mean, you already proposed to her. Like, she needs to make the next move, if you ask me. Like, you're putting in all the work here, dude.
I mean, you're probably right, but, it's hard for me because, like, she seemed so down for the first, like, bit of this thing, and now when I just added this, like, stupid little, like, it's just such a dumb, like, I regret it so much. It's like, well, God, why did I have to take the bit there? I just want, because I really did like this girl.
Yeah.
You're right, though. Like, if that's it, that's the reason after all you guys just did.
I don't know. I'm just trying to collect my emotions right now because I started off really hating you, and now I'm really rooting for you.
It's just like your real marriage, Brooke.
You're going to have to give me a second here to have any opinion.
All right, well, we're going to play a song, come back, and we're going to call your future bride-to-be right after this. All right, Matt?
All right, thanks.
All right, hold on.
Second date update.
Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today in this dingy, German-fested recording studio to celebrate the joyous first date of Matt and Leslie. Matt took his Tinder match to a restaurant where he faked a marriage proposal in the hopes of getting some free stuff from the restaurant.
Yeah, Matt.
And possibly free pass to second base. But even though Leslie said yes to the staged proposal, she has not said yes to a second meetup. And that brings us to this moment. Matt, is it okay that I act as your pastor today to try and bring you two together with your future wife?
I would have it no other way.
Can I be a flower girl?
I feel like more than ever, every man listening is rooting for this to work out for you, Matt, because they totally want to try this and get free food on their date, too.
Dude, I said this to you off air. I was like, I really want to do this. Like,
but if it doesn't work out, then nobody should do it.
Right?
Yeah, they don't care about, like, meeting a great girl. It's just the free food.
Yeah, it's just a cheaper way to date. Matt has unlocked the key.
Well, listen, as much as I'm happy that I possibly have created a new life hack for many of the fellas out there, I mean, none of this will be worth it if she doesn't want to go out on another date.
All right, Matt, that is so romantic. I'll let you get to second base, okay?
Oh, dang!
Okay. I listen, if I could just get in the ballpark, I'll be happy about that.
All right.
Oh, you can get in his
Well, let's open the gates for you. We're going to give Leslie a call and try and get you a second date here, all right?
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, I'm going to dial the number right now. Here we go.
Oh, I hope this works.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Leslie, please?
Yeah, this is Leslie.
Hi, Leslie. How are you? My name's Young Jeffrey. I'm from the radio.
Okay.
I wanted to let you know I'm making this call in a tuxedo right now. I'm down on one knee, and I want to ask you if you'd make me the happiest man in the world and do me the honor of saying yes to being in a second date.
What?
Don't say no, Leslie. You can't say no. You're a yes girl.
She doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on here.
That's a yes?
That's a yes.
Oh, she said yes.
Yay,
Yes, I have
congratulations.
no idea. Okay.
Oh, Leslie, you just made me so happy.
Okay.
I'm glad you're as amused at us as we are of ourselves.
Maybe I'll just let you know what's going on. We're calling on behalf of one of our friends named Matt. He told us that he recently went on a date with you.
Okay, yeah.
Is this making a little bit more sense now?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Oh my God. And he told us a story about the fake proposal, and he is the cutest thing ever.
And smart.
Wow, yeah, it was probably the craziest date I've ever been on.
It sounded pretty out there, but he's confused because he felt like it was a fun time, but ever since then you've been ignoring him and he doesn't know why.
Okay, so that's why you guys are calling me.
Yeah, we're hoping to get some answers for him.
I mean, you could understand why he's like not getting it. I mean, you agreed to a fake marriage proposal in a restaurant. You seem pretty, I don't know, down.
Yeah, it was crazy, and it was definitely entertaining. Like, it was funny. I've never done anything like that before.
Oh my God, what were you thinking when he was down on one knee in the restaurant?
I mean, I was just kind of going with it. Like, I thought it was pretty funny, and, like, it was just really creative, you know? I've, like, dated a lot of guys off Tinder, and, like, no one's ever been that creative.
You've never had a guy fake propose to you on a first date before? Gosh.
I know.
The dating pool is so lame these days. So what's the deal? Why aren't you talking to Matt now?
You know, I don't know. Like, everything was, like, really funny, but then it was just like a red flag, and like I didn't really want to say anything to him. I don't even know if it's like the type of thing that you say, to be honest.
Did it freak you out? Like he was being more serious than you expected him to be or something? Is that what you're saying?
No, like I knew it was a fake proposal, you know. I was like going along with it too. Like it was funny, but it was like when he pulled the ring out, it was like in this little box, and it was just like so freaking sad and pathetic, like this ring. And I know it's like people around saw it too and were like, oh God, he got her that ring.
What?
And it was just
wait.
It's fake.
It was a fake ring though for your fake wedding proposal.
Yeah, who cares?
Okay, but like other people saw it and like you guys weren't there. Like it was just embarrassing. And the thing is too is like
what?
He kept going on and on about how good it looked and can you believe this is fake? And I don't know. It was just like a huge turnoff.
Wait, the fake ring for your fake marriage proposal was too small, and that was what turned you off.
No, but it embarrassed her in front of everybody.
Thank you.
How does that embarrass you? It's a fake ring. This is all a setup.
But they don't know that.
But even if it was a real ring, who cares the size of the ring? Like, I mean,
but...
now I'm starting to judge you over a fake marriage proposal.
You know, it was like a combination of the ring and like how he was trying to sell it to me. Like, I feel like if he ever really got engaged, that he might even try to like pull off a fake ring thinking he can get away with that. And I'm just not cool with that. It just seemed really tacky and like not classy at all.
Not classy.
It seemed tacky and classy when you agreed to try to get free dessert out of a fake proposal.
Well, you know who I'm sure didn't think it was tacky?
Oh, my gosh.
I bet Matt thought it was pretty damn classy, don't you, Matt?
What? Wait, he's on the phone?
Yeah, he's been listening on the other line this entire time. Matt, She wasn't impressed.
Hey, Leslie.
Hi. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were on the phone. That probably was not easy to hear.
I'm just, I'm kind of confused. Like, you're not calling me back because of the fake ring? Like, is that really the issue?
Matt, it was like really pathetic looking. It was just embarrassing. And no, but the thing is that you thought it was good. Like you mentioned like over 4 times, like, wasn't this awesome? Like then the ring looks so good. The ring. And I honestly didn't want to see that ring ever again.
No one's going to see that ring ever again because it was a fake ring that no one is going to actually propose with. Was that
people in the restaurant and the servers and the management, like they all saw it and I could see in their faces they were like, oh my God.
No wonder they gave you free food.
Exactly.
It was pity food. It wasn't celebration food. Is that what you're saying, Leslie?
Yes, that's what it felt like. It wasn't a celebrate. It was like, oh, this poor girl. Like, look what she is.
I'm sorry that the bus boys judged you and that upset you. But listen, I stand my ground. That was a nice ring. Any girl would be lucky to have a ring like that.
No, they would not, Matt. No, they wouldn't. And if you do another fake engagement again, don't think that ring was going to be good enough.
Oh, wow. no.
Are we really fighting over this?
How about this? When I do another fake engagement, I'm not only going to reuse that ring, but I'm going to get a sister ring that looks just like it for the wedding.
Oh my God.
That's not going to be my wedding.
Well, I don't know if you're going to have a wedding, Leslie, because apparently these rings aren't good enough for you.
Oh my God.
Don't go through a fake separation. This is not okay.
We're getting fake divorce.
Yeah, okay, fine. I don't want your stupid ring, Matt. You know what? The engagement's off.
You know what? I'm keeping the ring, and if you have a dog, I'm taking the dog.
None of this is real.
What is going on, you guys?
How did this
It was
happen?
supposed to be fun. It was supposed to be silly.
No, he plays like he's really nice. You know, that was another flag I didn't tell you guys about. When he was doing his whole speech about, oh, you've always been there for me, the wedding in Mexico, and we met at the bakery, and on and on. It was too good. I was like, this guy is a freaking liar, and I can't trust him. Yeah, it was
so
too
crazy
good.
that I was
Like, I
was
knew I
making
right.
things up for a fake proposal.
Oh my God. This
Man.
is so weird.
I don't know if I'm heartbroken or where I'm at now.
I mean, I'm kind of turned on, and I think that, Matt, you should take this girl out on one more date.
I mean, I can't wait to take her to a Burger King and propose with an onion ring.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you probably would go to Burger King, and you'd probably use a freaking onion ring as the ring and be like, oh my God, look how it glimmers under the light.
Yeah, Matt, you cheapo.
Yeah, that's my kind of ring.
So, is that a yes to a second date? I'm not reading this right. Because we will pay for a second date if you guys will go out again. A real date.
Come on, I almost want you guys to do it. You're so good at fighting.
You know what? She doesn't even need to give you an answer, because let me tell you something, honestly, that's not fake. No, I don't want to go out with her again.
Oh.
Fine, Matt. I don't want to go out with you either and your pathetic little ring. Good luck finding somebody that will put up with that. And whoever does definitely won't have sex with you, okay? I'm telling you that right now.
I don't care. I'll be celibate for my whole life as long as I don't have to hear you complain about a ring.
Oh, man.
All
This
right.
got
Okay,
ugly.
well,
Wow, that went quick.
Matt,
I mean,
I'm sorry. It sounds like your bride-to-be is not interested in seeing you again, so
Oh my God,
no
my-
second date.
I should have seen the red flags when she said yes to my proposal, so that one's on me.
Yep, she says yes to a marriage proposal. Huge red flag.
It's a weird one.
I thought,
Moving 92.5.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know, sometimes we do second date updates that are more than just one date. Like the guy who's on the phone right now to do a second date update, he actually hung out with the woman that he wants to call the entire weekend.
whoa, that's a long
And
time.
now he's not getting a call back. I think it's probably because he was a weekend lover. That's what happens. Sometimes people take weekend lovers. And maybe, Sam, maybe you were a weekend lover. You ever think about that?
Well, I don't think so. We never did much like actual loving, but
Maybe.
we had fun.
Mama just wanted a tasty morsel of meat for the weekend, and that meat was named Sam.
What are you talking about?
We just wanted some iron candy for her son's baseball game or something. I don't know, but
Wait,
I
what?
don't think that's what was happening.
Your weekend lover experience involved her son?
Yeah, she's a single mom, but she's really, really pretty, and she's super fun. She's got great personality, too. I was really pleasantly surprised.
Okay. How did you meet this single mommy?
We met online.
Weekendlovers.com?
Weekendlovers.com.
Why do you say lover so weird?
You really need to start that.
Kind of the way you have to say it. All right. So you
Hang
met.
out for a weekend and then don't call me back, ghostme.com. Yeah,
All right.
that's great.
So wait, the first time you guys hung out, you met her son, and that didn't alarm you at all?
Oh, no. We didn't. It wasn't the first time we hung out. The first time we did it actually kind of like the classic way. We went for drinks, and we had a lot of fun, but she had to leave early because she said, she had to go take care of her kid, and I was, it made total sense. But we had a lot of fun, so because we hadn't really spent a huge amount of time together that first night, I said, well, hey, why don't we go out to dinner tomorrow night, which was Saturday.
Okay.
So she said, okay, sure. And things went even better the second time, It was great. We were laughing. We were telling each other jokes, getting to know each other better. And the next day she says, well, hey, my son has a Little League baseball game.
So I was like, cool. And she said, why don't you come? And I said, I'd love to. So
You're like, boring. I only watch professional sports. Kids don't know how to play very well.
Dude, Little League Baseball is more interesting than real baseball because, they whiff the ball and they don't know what they're doing. That's funny.
Okay, so
real baseball is just like they spit and they scratch themselves. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I love it. So you actually went along to watch your son's baseball game. I don't know, it feels like a big commitment to me.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I was feeling it. So I said, you know what? Cast your fate to the wind. Let's see what happens. Could be fun.
And what was that like? Was it what you expected it to be?
Well, pretty much, yeah. Nobody really, it's a Little League baseball game. So, I spent some time talking to the other parents. We watched the game a little bit. But after the game, I was trying to score some brownie points with her kids, so I took them aside and I bought them a hot dog and an ice cream cone. And I said, well, don't tell your mom because, she's probably going to get mad that you had the sweets, et cetera, et cetera.
Wait, hold up. You went ahead and bought her son something that you told him to keep as a secret? Like, that's kind of creepy.
It's like, here's some candy.
Yeah.
It's not creepy. It's man time, like man to man.
That sounds creepier when you say that.
It's man boy
I've heard
time.
that before. And trust me, nothing good came of that.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, that's my first red flag, is that you're buying her son ice cream without asking her.
Well, he wanted it, and I was...
Again, you're just making yourself sound terrible, Sam.
Not doing myself any favors right now.
No, you're not. Anyway, you got the kid some ice cream, and did his mom give explicit details not to give him any ice cream?
No, I mean, she hadn't said not to, but she hadn't said it was okay either. I didn't even ask.
Okay. You're just trying to be that cool guy like, hey, dude, here's some ice cream. Don't tell your mommy. I'm the man.
Yeah.
By the way, own a leather jacket and a car. And I want your mommy to like me. High five. Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, but stretch that out over like 10 minutes, and that's basically that. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So how did the T-ball game end?
It ended fine. We just talked a little bit, and she said she had to get him home, and I said okay, and, then she took off, and then I took off. But then I tried to call her that evening, tell her I had fun and see if we could make plans to hang out again, and she didn't pick up. So I left her a voicemail, and she didn't answer, and then a day or two went by, and I texted her, and she still didn't answer. She's just like, as soon as she left the game, that's the last I've heard of her.
Whoa.
And I've been pouring it over my head, and I'm thinking, and I'll bet you any amount of money that little probably told on me and ratted me out.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah, said I bought him ice cream, and she probably flipped out and got mad that I'd gotten. It was just a little bit. It was one scoop.
But it's not the ice cream. It's the going behind her back thing, because you don't know her parenting style. You don't know what rules she has set up.
Yeah.
There's 8,000 different reasons why that's not a good idea.
None of them are good, though. It's just an ice cream cone. If you're that kind of hyper parent, it's like, come on, loosen up a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and see if that bastard ratted you out. Then your second date update right after this, okay?
Sounds good.
All right.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
And welcome back to Brooke and Jubal Field and your second date update. Up to bat right now is Sam. And Sam's in quite the pickle. He went out with Brenda and spent the entire weekend hanging out with her, some dinner and some drinks, and then concluded his weekend with a wonderful day at the ballpark watching her son play in a Little League game. But now Sam isn't getting a call back. Will he be 0 for 1 in career second date updates? We'll find out in just a moment. But first, let's talk to Sam and see if he's ready to make the call. Sam, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
He's like, actually, I'm asleep listening to your baseball announcer voice, but...
Like most people are when they watch
Yeah.
baseball. Sam, we're going to give her a call and find out why she's not calling you back after what you thought was a wonderful weekend. Any other thoughts before we get started?
I'm just confused as to why she wouldn't call me back because, we spent 3 straight days together, so...
Well, I'll dial her phone number right now then and see if we can figure out what happened, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, may I speak to Brenda, please?
this is she.
Hey, Brenda, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay. I'm fine. Who is this again?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Oh, okay.
Okay, obviously,
Yeah.
long-time listener. Appreciate that, Brenda.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Any idea why a radio show would be calling you?
I don't know. Did I win something?
No, you didn't. You actually went out on a date with one of our listeners, and now you're not calling him back, and he's wondering what happened. His name is Sam.
Right.
Right. And
Right.
Sam told us that you guys spent like a whole weekend together, but now you won't call him back.
Well, I don't think I would call it a whole weekend. I mean, it wasn't like we were together every waking moment.
That's a good point.
Okay.
He said you did dinner, you did drinks.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it was a fun time for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it started off all right, but I don't know.
Started off all right. That's usually how people like dates recapped. Did you just not enjoy hanging out with him?
You know, I mean, I was kind of into him the first night. He was nice. I mean, nice enough for me to try again for dinner.
Nice enough.
Nice enough.
Yeah.
You're just showering this dude with compliments.
I thought for sure you would have been like head over heels for this guy since you invited him to your son's t-ball game. Because that's a big leap.
Yeah.
How do you know he went to my kid's game?
He told us all about it.
Oh, he did? He told you everything?
Yeah, he said that you guys went out on a Friday night, had some drinks, then dinner on Saturday, and then your son's baseball game on Sunday. Yeah. And he's confused because he thought you had a wonderful time each of those days.
Well, something changed Sunday at the baseball game.
Changed?
Yeah, I mean, we're at the Little League game, having a nice time, and suddenly he kind of starts, like, talking trash about these little kids' sports skills.
He's ripping on the kids. I mean, it's understandable. Little League play is terrible.
They're children!
Yeah, I know.
They're little kids.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 5 years old.
And it's time to step it up and play like an 8-year-old. That's what I say.
Whatever.
But so he was ripping on the kids the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, he's, like, cracking jokes about them kind of loudly, and, like, other parents are starting to kind of give weird glances. And then at one point, he, like, turns to me and says, in all seriousness, he says, looks like your son could use some throwing lessons.
What?
Don't worry about it. I'll teach him how to not throw like a girl.
Oh, there is so much wrong with that statement on so many levels.
Was he serious about that, or was it a really bad joke?
He seemed totally serious about it to me. Like, I mean, he made a point about it 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times?
Yes.
What was your response? I mean, did you say anything back to him? I mean, my mom would have been like, yeah, you're right, the kid sucks. But, like, did you say, don't talk about my kid that way?
No, I didn't say a thing. I mean, I'm not going to honor that with a response. But I was fuming.
Okay, understandable. So,
well, yeah. I mean, I don't want some jerk like that around me or my kids.
okay.
Totally.
Well, unfortunately, he's kind of around you right now because he's actually on the other line listening to this phone call and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yep. Sam, you there?
Hi, Brenda.
Hello?
I guess we should probably have a little chat then, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
First of all,
I don't know,
just
I don't
want
know
to
what
say,
else there is to say right now, Sam, except, maybe you'd like to apologize?
let's just hang on, let me finish, all right? I just want to say, for the record, I was trying to help, all right? I didn't mean anything malicious. I wasn't trying to be nasty. I'm just calling it like it was. I like sports. I kind of get into sports. I wasn't being vicious or nasty. I mean, I didn't get drunk or throw my beer. You make it sound like I was some sort of Yeti out there in the stands, but I wasn't. Not to my estimation, anyway. And yeah, I was trying to find a way to honestly kind of bond with your kid, and I thought maybe if we could play some baseball. I mean, because I know you've got your son, and your son's your top priority. So if I want to be with you, I have to get along with your son as well. That's a part of who you are. So I was trying to help. I was honestly, I wasn't going to lie to you or sugarcoat anything. I'm just saying it like it was.
You're not going to bond with a 5-year-old kid by telling his mother that he sucks. I'm sorry.
I know it's just going to sound weird, but I didn't mean that in a bad way.
You didn't mean it in a bad
I can't
way.
believe you were actually critiquing a 5-year-old's performance. Like, you should just be happy if they make it to first base instead of third base.
Look, if you start now, you might actually have like a Cal Ripken on your hands, if you get him started early.
Oh, my God. You would totally be one of those dads when you have kids, won't you?
I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't see any problem with wanting your kids to be the best that they can be. And Brenda, honestly, that's all I want for your son is just, I don't want him to suck as bad as he did that day.
Oh, my God.
And I mean that with all due respect.
With all due respect, that is so rude.
Well, if you're going to take it rude, it's going to be rude. You could just, laugh it off.
You honestly have no idea about what you're saying, do you?
I have every idea what I'm saying. I was offering to help him be better. If you didn't want me to help you, you could have just said thanks, but no thanks. You didn't have to ghost me on the phone like this.
Oh, I don't even know what to say to that. There's nothing wrong with my son's athletic ability. There is something mentally wrong with you criticizing 5-year-old kids.
Yes.
Look, again, for the record, it's not that there's anything wrong, quote unquote, with your kid's athletic ability. I just said he could be better.
Well,
dude, just stop
in that case,
already.
Brenda, would you like to go on a second date with Sam? I know he'd like to see you again. We'll pay for it.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to go on a second date with some guy who's going to criticize my son's spelling test.
Well, if he's not a good speller, I was a great speller growing up. I could coach him a little bit.
See, Brenda, Sam could coach your kid in all the ways of being a man.
Best dad ever.
He is the worst.
Super dad. Are you sure you don't want to go out with him?
Yeah, I'm positive on this one, guys.
Smart. Very smart.
That's extremely disappointing.
I guess we did find out that Sam is 0 for 1 in the date department. Just shows Sam that every time he criticizes a 5-year-old's throwing skills, he definitely doesn't get a date. Maybe next time he'll try to not do that. What do you think, Sam?
Well, at least he didn't rat me out about the ice cream, so that's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Sam!
Ice cream? What ice cream?
Don't worry about it, Brenda. Thanks for your time.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
A text in at 78592 says, I bet Sam throws like a girl. Brooke and Jubal in the morning. Talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, this dude Sam spent an entire weekend hanging out with Brenda. They went to dinner and drinks, and they went to watch her son play a Little League baseball game. Mm-hmm. And Sam was confused why she wouldn't call him back, especially since they spent so much time together. Well, we called Brenda, and she told us that she was upset because at Little League, Sam started making jokes about her kid's sports skills. Even told Brenda that her son could use some throwing lessons and offered to teach him to, quote, not throw like a girl.
Okay, and can we just establish that throwing like a girl should not be an insult, okay? Yes. I am a female. I obviously throw like a female. That's fine.
Sam said that he wasn't trying to be mean. He's just being honest and only trying to help. Like, I hope your little kid not throw like a girl out there.
Yeah, see, if he's just like, hey, I can help if you ever need it, that's one thing. Don't heckle the kid.
Yeah, being like, you know what? Like, I used to play baseball or whatever. Maybe I could help him a little bit. But don't just shame the kid. Anyway, Brenda didn't like the criticism, and so she decided not to go out with Sam ever again.
And can you imagine if that's what he gives on a first date? When it's like 6 months into a relationship. Like, you're actually a failure at life, and your mom never wanted you.
When they're just dating. I'm practically your stepdad, all right? You got to respect